Well, staying with our higher education, the University of Johannesburg students have taken a global fight against human trafficking to social media. Now, students from the Department of Strategic Communication at the University of Johannesburg, in partnership with the International Organization for Migration, rolled out a week-long social media campaign to mark the annual Human Trafficking Awareness Week. Now, using the hashtag #TraffIngIsReal, the campaign culminates today. Well, joining me now in studio, Caroline Azionya. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Strategic Communications on Electra joins us in studio now. Appreciate you coming in, Caroline. Sorry if I've got your name right there. An interesting campaign. I mean, this university's got a lot of issues to deal with at the moment.
Yes.
You know that, but
Yeah.
human trafficking. Tell us a little bit about this campaign.
Basically, this campaign came about because we want to be part of the solution in solving this very complex issue, an issue that makes a lot of people uncomfortable. And we thought it was important to actually involve our students in this fight against trafficking.
You've got activists here who are speaking out about their own experiences of dealing with rape, dealing with human trafficking. It really brings home, how deep is this problem?
It's actually, unfortunately, there are no statistics. There are estimates that there are a lot of people who are currently slaves in South Africa. We don't have anything to basically tell you in terms of how many people, but from the number of people who've been rescued from this, we know that it is a serious problem. And we can also take into consideration that into consideration the fact that it is a highly underreported crime. Yeah,
that's
so
it. I mean, it's also it crosses borders often. I mean, we're dealing with a continental issue as well.
Yes, we get a lot of people from neighboring countries actually being trafficked into South Africa, primarily for labor, forced labor. Yeah, so it is a problem.
And does it generally affect, people of students' age? Is it not generally a younger problem?
It depends on who the trafficker is and what their aim is, but it does affect children. We know of cases where children have been trafficked. Specifically, I can think of children who are involved in petty crimes or forced begging. It's a terrible crime, and it affects so many different facets of society. I would also like to point attention to the fact that we have trafficking in our supply chains. There's a report which was released by the U.S. State Department, and it basically talks about issues in mining and particularly farming. So these are areas where we need to pay special attention to. Yeah.
But this is a situation of desperation on behalf of these people. They're agreeing to, this is the only option that they've got left, Are we not dealing with a deeper problem here? I mean, this is their last chance,
Yes.
to survive.
The problem with trafficking is that a lot of people are actually deceived in terms of the job opportunities. It works with deception, so people are promised a future. Children are taken from their parents with the belief that they're going to be educated or given a better life, and instead they're forced into sex trafficking or exploited in labor. Yeah.
And what's the uptake been on why social media? I mean, we know social media is so powerful. We've seen it with the Fees Must Fall campaign, and it's a great way to get your word out there.
That's particularly why we actually chose social media. A lot of the people we're trying to target, who are young people, are on social media. And our hope is that if we take this fight onto social media, we will also get influencers to start talking about this issue. At this point, we just really want to raise awareness around the issues and what trafficking is. Most people believe that trafficking is only related to drug trafficking or sexual exploitation. They don't understand the different kinds of trafficking. So our aim is to educate people in the public sphere about what trafficking is, so that they'll be able to identify it. And we've also provided a toll-free number where they can report suspected cases of trafficking.
Give it to us. Do you know it offhand?
No, I don't.
Well, where can people get more information? Obviously, you've got the hashtag trafficking must fall. What is it?
Yes.
Trafficking?
Trafficking is real. So you can find us on Facebook and Twitter. You can also go onto the IOM website, and you'll get a lot of information, publications, and explanations of what trafficking is. Yes.
a critical role player, the police. Obviously, it's a difficult, as you mentioned earlier, it's a difficult thing to, these guys work underground, they work very sneakily. The police obviously play an important role in this.
Yes, they do. And another thing that is also important is for us to train our police forces and our border control immigration officials to understand what trafficking is. Unfortunately, we do have members of the security forces that are colluding with traffickers, but we cannot make generalizations and assume that every law enforcement person is involved. But it is a problem. I'd also like to say that the government is actually trying to combat this issue. There are various programs in place. The NPA plays a very big role in trying to combat this issue of trafficking.
Well, excellent. We've got to leave it there. We'll direct all our viewers onto your Facebook page, your Twitter accounts. They can get hold of you. You can also get onto Twitter. If you've got any experiences with regards to human trafficking, you can use the hashtag #TraffIngIsReal, and you can pick up and start the conversation there. It has begun already. Chatting there to Caroline Azionya. She's the strategic communication lecturer there at UJ there. They've begun this campaign to try and stop human trafficking and deal with it in a head-on way. So get onto their Facebook profile as well as their Twitter account, and you can continue the conversation. Caroline, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Very much.